G'day and welcome to the latest Space Engineers multiplayer test beta thingamajiggy. This thing has been such an incredible amount of fun for me. I first started playing the multiplayer test on stream on Friday, and what I'm going to show you is the gameplay that happened while I was on stream on Friday, because I had so much fun that my 2-hour stream became 6.5 hours. I just couldn't stop. I was just so engrossed in the gameplay because we had so many people working together, just doing stuff, knowing that there were other people on the server. It felt alive, and it was just something that I had wanted from Space Engineers for so very long. I chose to make everything very open and just allow everyone to join, and it didn't take long for me to get a little friend to help me out. That decision might not have been the best in retrospect, but it allowed for a lot of fun in the meantime. Hello! I need to get the wave on my hopper. Hello! Who's that? Riman! Despite the unfamiliar environment, I did start doing my usual things like chasing ore down the hill. Thankfully, Riman was there to help me and stop me having to do that. I then chose to do something totally out of character for me, and I wanted to build a rover! But, I mean, it is multiplayer, so it is a relatively reasonable test, I guess. And I decided that it would be cool to build a large grid rover mobile base. And it really didn't take long at all to get that underway. With all these people helping out, we actually got something functional in a very short order. We even managed to make some new friends as we were building, so the group just kept growing and growing. The rover was able to drive reasonably well, particularly considering I was playing on a server halfway around the world with a ping of almost 300 and streaming at the same time. I was quite impressed. I would like to blame any driving errors I had on lag, but I think you guys know that that may or may not be a complete lie. Since we now had a relatively mobile base and we thought it'd be nice to be able to get a few more minerals, particularly some platinum, I built the ugliest thing I've built since Igor, out of yellow blocks that turned out to be an open air orbital taxi of sorts, I guess. This thing was functional, but definitely not anywhere near my usual attempts at prettiness in design. While waiting for it to get fueled up, I decided we'd drive the rover, with that attached by landing gear, with everyone walking around on board, to try and find us some silver so that we could take a few extra bottles to space, with the hope that we wouldn't run out of oxygen. Just note, later on, I do almost do that. But at least I didn't make that mistake alone. The plan with our little orbital taxi was to get up there, build a refinery, build an assembler, and have a separate orbital base to the base that we had on the planet. So I let the other guys load up some stuff into the taxi, and then we were on our way. Well, at least we would have been on our way, except I managed to get myself killed by lag. What? Oh, I lagged off the side. No. Despite some delays, we did eventually get underway. But not without doing a little bit of replication of modern airline travel and leaving half of their luggage behind. I might have been a little bit hasty and left before they managed to put enough materials in for the assembler, and also a few people didn't quite have enough in the way of oxygen and hydrogen supplies for when they got up there, or any ability to charge their suits. It all worked out in the end, though. There's really not much to do when you're flying up towards orbit, but we managed to find a way to entertain ourselves, and thankfully, despite my hurry, at least Raman was thinking ahead and put some solar cells in the rocket for everybody. My passengers quickly set up a new base on the best asteroid that we could find in a quick little search, and got everything underway. I left them behind and went back to collect the things I should have brought up in the first place. Having just made a trip up to orbit with a bunch of passengers, it felt really lonely being on my own again, even though that's what I should be used to. But this is where this multiplayer test and on these servers really showed its strength. because I knew there were so many other people around. Even though I was kind of doing something uninteresting, I was excited to find out what activity I'd missed while I was away. I wanted to see what was going on the base when I got back, find and discover the new changes that everyone had done on the rover, and I was not disappointed. Alright, let's reload. Ooh, they even did glass on the side. I like it. Oh, nice. This is looking sweet. It's like a real car. I love the stairs down to this one little cryotube. That's awesome. Too cool. On my second trip up to orbit, because I still forgot more things, I gallantly decided to grind off one of my own thrusters so that they could build a cargo container and actually store the items that I'd brought up, as we chock full the assembler and were left with no room. Thankfully, my wonderfully ugly yellow space taxi was able to fly without that thruster, mostly. As much fun as I was having being a taxi service between the two bases, I thought it might be better if we all started playing in the same area. And we'd put so much effort into the rover, it just seemed silly to leave it down on the planet. So we started to add some giant hydrogen thrusters in order to take it up to orbit so that we could bring everything together. While we were doing this, the guys up in orbit were actually building a landing platform for us. With all that going on, I took some time out to induct a new employee into the service. Welcome Captain Shaq, our newest taxi driver. I wish I could have seen what was quite so interesting on the roof, because it really seemed to captivate him. After discussing the finer points of my design philosophy with this vehicle, we were ready to go to space and check out the orbital facilities.
Yeah,
there we go. Lift off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
You gotta smack it a little bit.
Yep.
There we go. Had to give it the fonts.
Just relocked again.
Whee!
Nope, we're up in space. We're up. We're not in space yet.
Streams behind. I'll look at the stream.
So,
Dun, da-da.
Shaq, you can use the thrust overrides to control the amount of hydrogen we use so that we can make it the whole way up.
Oh, now he tells me.
Because I think I've already given up on the idea of sleeping tonight.
Oh.
I can't pass this opportunity up. This is just too much fun.
Sleeping is
Right?
for the day.
Oh, we got a long ways to go.
Yep.
That shows how far away that base actually is.
Yep.
You guys have really spread out.
Well, it was the closest asteroid that had platinum.
I love this ship, by the way.
How wonky is it?
Just a rocket with some chairs strapped to it.
Yeah, that's what I was
like
going
an
for.
scene from The Martian right now. I love it. You gonna send me into space in a convertible?
It's an electric car.
You spin me right round.
Oh, God.
Right round. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it. Oh, I don't get motion sick.
Well, your pilot might, so I better not do
Yeah,
that.
probably.
I've only got 2502, by the way.
Oh, I've got a spare bottle.
Prepared.
Or we'll have bottles when we arrive as well. But if your O2 is about to run
I
out,
don't think I'm.
I
24,
don't have
so
a spare
might
bottle.
make it.
It is empty.
Oh, sh-
What's my O2 at?
Okay, well.
Oh, my O2's at 40. Wait, no, why is it saying I've got a bottle? My bottle's empty, but it's telling me I've got a full bottle. That's weird. It shouldn't be.
Oh, maybe it's a bug.
Apparently.
All right, get ready for braking thrust.
Operator right here. No worries.
I mean, as long as you don't face
I'm
plant
really
into
fast.
that massive bit of scaffolding.
It'll be fine.
I'm just waiting for you to say mistakes were made.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I might have made this a bit more of a test of Shaq's piloting abilities than he'd expected, as I sort of forgot one little thing about one of the thrusters. Is our front... Wait, our front hydrogen thruster's off. Do you want to turn it on? It wasn't in the group.
What?
Backward.
It
On.
wasn't
There
in
we
the
go.
group.
That'll
So
help
it's
us
gonna
stop.
float away now. Bye, guys.
That better?
Well, you're a passenger. You can
I did fix it.
pop that.
I did. I did.
Did you
Yeah.
fix it? Okay. It's like I'm flying here.
I am getting some oxygen because I'm low too. I was surprised it took this long, but we finally saw someone who wasn't. Well, they claimed to be harmless, but we weren't quite believing that little ploy. I do have a rifle, so I am going to bail.
I
Are you
You guys
planning
should bail
on
and
getting
fight
out
them.
of the
Board
ship,
the enemy ship.
going over to theirs and shooting them?
Well, I'm gonna...
Whoa.
No, I'm gonna stand in line and at least do something. Rather than just dying.
Good luck, sir.
Why, thank you. Where'd it go? There it is. It seems to be flying away. It's scared by my rifle. If they're watching the
Right.
stream, this is gonna be
Run.
really bad.
Yeah, they're trying to stream stuff.
Doing.
Wild ship harmless.
Wait, are they gonna drop a bomb on us? Someone's shooting.
That's that big mining.
Is that you,
God.
Shaq?
Dropping a bomb in
Nope.
space.
Okay.
Now it is.
I don't know if it was our gunfire. I suspect they actually were harmless because shortly after that little interlude, we were able to get back to full constructions on our hover flying rover, our space rover, better known as the
incredibly
three-legged duck.
Just didn't quite
All
work
we
out.
needed to do now was fuel her up, and she was ready for her maiden voyage.
Where's the truck?
What? What?
Where's the truck?
Someone's flying it.
Go back. What the hell?
What? How dare you?
Who's flying the truck? Come back here.
Ah! I'm chasing it. I am slowly
So
making
am I.
ground on it. Someone stole the
That's
freaking
gonna be
truck.
max speed. Oh no. Are you leader of this faction?
I am.
Oh, that would end up real bad though. It doesn't land. I'm catching up on it.
Oh man. Who stole the truck? That's just rude.
He gets caught in the med bay. Kill him.
Oh.
Come back. Well, it flies.
Yeah, it flies pretty well. I'm just worried it's going to run out of juice.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's just got to go straight up to space. If you're going to fly it, you just got to go.
Nope. He's going horizontal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm catching up.
Oh, I'm going to lag, so I'm probably going to die.
Wow. It's actually not bad.
No! It's getting away from me. No, it's...
What the heck happened?
Someone stole the rover
Stole
and
it.
is trolling us.
So I go grab something to drink for 15 seconds and you let them steal the rover?
No!
who
Went
was
straight
it?
through it. That's just rude.
I've forgotten Jolly Jaro
Oh,
again.
oh, it's bouncing. It's not exploding, it's bouncing.
Doing a splitsy.
It has bounced. It is upside down, but it is mostly intact. And I'm going to try... Oh, crud. Is the medbay gone? Oh, he started grinding stuff down, that's why. Although we were saddened by the loss of the three-legged duck, we did attempt to regroup in space. That's when Shaq came up with a very nice idea of a full group screenshot. We all went to the end of the runway that was intended to be the landing zone and lined up for our final photo. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who joined in on that stream. It was so much fun. I loved building that rover. I loved being part of building the 2 bases on the planet and up in space on the asteroid. And this screenshot is something I am going to keep for a long time coming. And because I had so much fun, and because Captain Shaq and Wasted were pretty awesome about it, I might have slightly crashed their streams and joined them for some shenanigans in building the biggest monstrosity I have ever been a party to building. There was 16 of us all working together on one giant atmospheric ship. And if you want to see more about what we got up to, make sure you head over to Wasted's, Shaq's, and Pharrell's points of view to see just the scale of this thing. It was ridiculous. And everyone was working together. I am genuinely hyped about this update now, and I usually try very hard not to be. I absolutely cannot wait to get up to more shenanigans in multiplayer. There are so many possibilities now that the game seems to be working just awesomely. Yeah, there's still a few bugs for them to work out, but I really have not been able to resist the hype. It was too much fun. Too much fun. There are going to be more shenanigans to come, so I'll see you then.